All right, guys, it's been a while. We had to do an emergency live. I don't even know who's going to show up because did we promote this? No, none whatsoever. So we are going to see. There's way too much going on in politics right now. Me and Dex colluded, and we had to jump and do an emergency live. Because after that damn RNC JD Vance speech last night, all right, so I'm waiting for my guy Dex to join. It's, guys, God bless you. Stay up. Oh, you guys are coming back. Oh, I love you guys. But y'all, I'm sorry. We were trying to wait. We are all planning. We will be back regularly. But at the state of the nation in this RNC convention, guys, we have to speak on it. So I'm just waiting for my guys, Dex, to come on. Everybody pulling up, checking in. Hey, Mike Powers, baby. Sweetie 48. Hey, Dex. Okay, let me grab you right now. Oh, my God. This is... Hi, baby bro. All right, let's grab them. JK Raiden! Hey, love bug! Guys, yes, we returned from the dead.
Well, it actually worked.
What?
Immediately.
Immediately. It was meant to be. And then you pull up on your... What's the glasses? No, are those gazelles? You pulled up with the gazelles.
I don't know what that means.
It's the type of glasses that all the drug dealers used to wear back in the 80s.
They call these aviators.
Aviators? Oh, they kind of look like gazelles to me. Hi, Dexter!
What's up, y'all?
What's up, yo?
I was too busy watching the RNC just now. They had Linda McMahon on there. And then look, you guys know I like wrestling. They have Linda McMahon on there earlier. She didn't even get a primetime spot. But they had her on there. And then later on, Hulk Hogan's going to be on there. I said, they're trying to win me back.
I know. And don't do it. But I'm going to watch because it's probably right now the greatest show on earth. And at the end of the day, you have to keep an eye on what the enemy is doing.
They're trying to win me back, huh?
Right? So let's start off what kicked this emergency live.
Okay.
So last night I fell asleep a little bit, but I had the RNC on. So fell asleep, woke up, and I guess I woke up to the actual show,
okay,
which was JD Vance on the stage. Yeah, baby, we gonna watch it 2016. Hey, he said, we're gonna watch it so y'all don't have to. So we gonna get y'all up to speed. And then tonight it's Donald is live. So we will be back next week to wrap the whole thing
yes.
up. Okay. I'm not like doing the filter with makeup. Dexter, you're gonna have to accept you're ugly.
No, because I look like a dog today. Yeah, you know what's funny? We did a live today. Toya and I did a live with Patty Jackson today. And like I usually don't use filters like on my pictures and like if I post a regular picture, I wouldn't use a filter on it, like at all. I just would not do that. And Patty put a filter on there and I was like, I look like I own a pound of makeup. I look crazy.
You about to do your Andrew Caldwell? No makeup.
No makeup. No makeup.
No makeup. I like the purple.
Oh, it's not a filter.
What's my favorite color?
That's not a filter. That's natural.
Oh, that's what you naturally give it? Okay.
Yeah, like I look regular.
Well, you look good regardless. Okay. So I woke up and the major show, JD Vance, was on. So I'm watching and I'm like, okay, but what made me, hey, Miss Dot Mads, hey, for you. But what made me, like literally remove myself from my bed and scream. I'm just pacing. I called Dexter at 11 o'clock. I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. This is happening. So JD, and I think what did it for me is when he got into the story about his mother.
Yes, me too.
So he starts talking about his sweet, his story and being from Appalachia. And I did not realize at the time that that was the same JD Vance who I watched that Netflix movie on. That I was like, oh, that's not too bad. I love watching people's stories. But now I know that it was you. I don't like it anymore. But so he talks about his life story, and then he gets over to the conversation about his mother. So he goes on to let us all know that his mother is a recovering addict of 10 years. Now, I'm just assuming it was the worst of worst. I mean, her face wasn't all cut up, so I'm assuming it wasn't meth, but I'm just going to say it was crack or something like that. That's the story, and I'm going to stick with it
Hmm.
until they confirm it. But Dexter, once he said that, and I'm watching how the crowd is reacting, they are standing up, long applause, like, oh, America, yes. And all I could think, I'm screaming because the way you MFers jump down Hunter Biden's back, where this man was very clear he was an addict and might done some unscrupulous things, and you tried to drag this man through the ringer to come around and tell us that your mama is a 10-year recovering
But
crackhead, and everybody in the room all of a sudden forgets about Hunter Biden and his struggle, and this is a story of
my favorite
America.
part though,
Yes.
because he's like, my mom, she was on drugs, she's been 10 years clean, and then like, and I was like, oh man, that's so crazy. Then he goes, and there she goes right there. There goes my mom right there. And I was like, and the ladies stand up and they're all clapping, and I'm just like, this is awkward, specifically for her. Real quick, entertain underscore me is in the chat. Since we've been gone, she got engaged. Yeah, congratulations.
That is amazing. I love this. And hey, SoCal Corin. I
There goes, he said, there goes my mom right there. The recovering crackhead. There she goes right there.
right here, right there. And mama is standing up like, that's my baby. And that, yes. That the way they applauded this woman, and I'm not, hey Bella Forever, my love bug. I'll most likely see you tomorrow. But the way the crowd like just got around her, Dexter, you would have thought it was a war hero.
Yes,
Like you would have
yes.
thought the vets were being honored at this time. And I'm not saying that being recovering from drugs
The
is,
worst thing in the
it's
world.
not a own personal war of your own, and it's not anything to be looked into. But like Dexter, I just could not believe the
I,
audacity.
yes,
Like what?
because with the Hunter Biden stuff, like they really did take him like through the ringer. And I get it, maybe the circumstances were a little different, but if we're gonna feel sorry for somebody and applaud somebody for not being on drugs, then why are we doing this to him? And it's like the double standards are taking, like somebody just said in the group too, the double standards are just taking a toll on our society right now. It is so
It
bad.
is
And
insane.
the RNC is happening, and another thing that just happened recently was that Donald Trump was shot at. And like, oh wait, hold on.
Uh, oh, go ahead. Yes, get it together. You have to come prepared because this is a real show here, and come on. Yes.
Donald was shot at over the past weekend, and he came to the Republican National Convention bandaged up. He had a bandage on his ear, which, guys, the silliest thing I've seen in a very long time.
Looking like
Because
a damn tampon.
realistically speaking, if you were that hurt that you needed to have your ear like bandaged up like that,
Not a
then
tampon, a pad.
maybe you didn't need to be at the RNC. And like we talk a lot about like Joe Biden, we some comments to talk about with him
Yeah.
too. We talk a lot about like Joe Biden shouldn't be in the race, like he's too old for this, he needs to not do this. And it's his elderly abuse. If this Donald Trump is like 80 or 70 something years old, got shot the very next day, he got shot on a Saturday. By Monday, we're rolling him out and throwing him out there and like, hey, like it's time for you to do a speech. I mean, it's time for you to just be seen at the RNC convention. If that's not elderly abuse, I don't know what is. And if you're saying Joe Biden needs to step down because he's too old, if somebody is shooting at my grandfather, yeah, he's quitting that job. My grandfather is
Quick
not
fast,
doing this work.
quick fast. And that's another like conversation that I wanted to get into a little bit over the ages. Like, let's be clear, we both have senior citizens. And it really bothers me how so many people are coming down on Joe. And they're like, oh, he's too old, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, y'all have to stop this. I was not 1000% Team Joe when he got in office, but y'all need to stop. We are dealing with a senior citizen, an 81-year-old man who is doing the hardest job in the world for the second term straight, possibly. This needs to stop. Give Joe a break. But at the end of the day, we really need to be asking, so we won't repeat the same mistakes, how the hell did we get two damn senior citizens up there anyway? Because y'all be playing.
I think a lot of it was that I think what really happened in our country is that we've gotten to this point where it's just Republican versus Democrat, and it's not like focused on who it actually is. It's like who can be the best person from our party and
Mm-hmm.
who can beat this person. And I think that on the Republican side, they're like, Donald Trump has a lot of support, he has a lot of momentum, he's our guy. And then on the
Mm-hmm.
Democratic side, it's like, well, Joe Biden beat Donald Trump before, he's our guy. So like
Mm-hmm.
we're worried about winning, but we're not actually worrying about the people and what these people actually can do for the people.
Yeah.
So like you just throw anybody up there who you think could beat the other person, and I don't think politics should be working that way.
It absolutely should not. And this is the introductory to, well, not my opinion, because it's happening. Our country will never be the same after this, because now let's roll into the conversation of replacing Joe.
Just real
So,
quick before we go
mhm.
into that one, Donald Trump, just to give context, Donald Trump is 78, Joe Biden is 81. So they went to
And
school together.
come on now. And let's be clear, Donald Trump is wearing diapers and shitting on himself on a regular basis.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I don't think
I am
that.
saying that. At the end of the day, we just have two old ass people, to be quite honestly. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but retirement is there for a reason. No one in their 70s, 80 something should ever be considered to be the president of the United States. Let's be clearly honest. In order to go forward, we have to take a look at the past and really examine how we got to this space, because everybody is sitting here like, I don't know, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? It's all there. We just got to go back and pull the receipts and let you know how not to get here again.
Joe is better than me though because like I mean maybe I'm just sharper, but for me when Trump is like Joe is old, Joe is old. To me, like, I always look at things in 4 year spans. Like if we are 4 years apart, we could have went to school together. And if I'm Joe,
Mhm.
I'm like I was a senior when you were a freshman. You look up to me. I'm your big homie.
Thank you. At 1000%. I was running the school when you first
You
got
look up
there,
to
and I'm
me.
still running the school of the country now.
You look up to me.
Yes. So Dex, now people don't know, but Dex and I, we talk all of the time. So last week, you and I were discussing when the talks about Joe pulling out. Now, I believe those talks started before the assassination attempt, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken, correct? Yeah,
It was after the debate.
after the debate, absolutely. So
Where
they were talking.
and at the debate, Mr. Donald Trump said Joe Biden choked like a dog. That's the problem. I think that man is funny. I
Let's
think he's
get
so
real quick.
funny.
And he was right, because Joe was looking, especially when he talked about Hunter being on them drugs. Joe turned around and looked at him like, if it was 30 years ago, I'd beat your ass.
Choked like a dog.
And I was with him, Joe. So at that time, I did not understand. I'm like, y'all are jumping the gun here. Like, stop this. Like, this is just, the bed that we've made, and we have to lay in it and, just get through this term. Well, after the RNC last night, I might have a couple of different feelings at this point. And the reason being, I don't know if Joe actually did a speech after the fact. If he did, I missed that part. But the part I did not miss is this man walking down the stairs. I want to say it was the White House or some building. He's getting in the car. First, when I saw I'm walking down the stairs. I'm like, all right, Joe. But it was him getting in that car. I'm sorry, it was just giving Weekend at Bernie, stuff his ass up in there and
Really?
let's go. Like it just it was very unsettling for me to sit and watch that. So for me, it was the visual of that where I was like, ooh. And at the end of the day, this is human life. I don't want this to take this to this man's grave. And then on top of that, and again, I forgot the big league. They said he had COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I think though, if I'm being honest with you, I think by the time we speak again and on a live, if we can do one next week, I
Yeah.
think Joe Biden will have had dropped out of this race. I it just at this point, I don't even think it's really worth it for him anymore
Yeah.
because like you are, and I know before I think I saw somewhere he said it doesn't matter from his political career, but to be honest with you, it really does. Like I think
Hmm.
that if you continue to go down this path and like you lose, like people are going to blame you for that, and that's not going to feel good to you. But to be honest with you, I feel like there's something. I'll put it this way though. I think Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. I don't. I don't see a way around that. And I think that people need to be okay with it and need to get comfortable with that because like that's going to happen. And like I know that people might not like that, but like that's a fact. Like Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. And the reason I say that is because like I don't see if Joe Biden drops out of this race, like that's an automatic win for him. If he doesn't drop out of the race, like that is a weak point that people are going to focus on for a very long
Hmm.
time. Like I don't see how like anybody could beat Donald Trump in this
And it's
situation. I just don't.
like where do we go from here when you add that now he has the revenue because what's
Elon
his name,
Elon
Mr.
Musk,
Elon has bent the knee, 45 billion a month to fund his campaign. $45 billion a month. This man is worth $252 billion. They are reporting, and I'm sorry, I forgot where I saw it. It's about four billionaires right now, two are brothers who are really funding this whole thing, this whole campaign, the whole RNC. And guess what? From what I can see, they are all proponents of Project 2025. That all of the blue now Donald Trump is trying to disassociate himself from. And let's be very clear, just on dummy terms, what Project 2025 does basically is it gives the president, the sitting president at the time, to be the wherewithal to make any executive order that he wants to. We are basically turning into a monarchy. This is insanity. And I, for one, just never thought. I mean, we've been dealing with the shit show of politics. I mean, pretty much for my entire life. I remember being one and watching the parents in the room getting mad at Bush talking about read my lips no more taxes, and then the next minute he gets in and the taxes go sky high. So it's like I remember that, but never would I did I ever conceptualize that I would possibly live to see the breakdown of a democracy in America. And these are very scary times. And this is the thing I want to speak into people. This is real. I don't want to scare people, though. At the same time, I'm never going to tell you who.
I
I never
think
going to
it's
tell you who to vote
I
for,
do
but
think that people need to be a little bit more scared though,
yes.
or a little bit more educated on what it is. And like Donald Trump has tried to distance himself from Project 2025 because he said there's some things I don't agree with. He never told us what those things were, but like overall, like Project
Mm-hmm.
2025 is a plan to overhaul the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a lot of things in there, like because sometimes people are like, oh, they're doing this, that, and the third, and it's things that you're like, well, that doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But with this one, like there are very specific things that like placate race,
Mm-hmm.
gender, sexuality. Like these are things that are like they will affect you. And I think that like even if you don't care about politics, your eyes should have been open. Was it a summer or two ago when they rolled back Roe versus Wade? Like
Come on.
if you're rolling back things that have been like our society for like as long as a lot of us have been alive, like we should be like,
Mhm.
wait, like something's happening here. And
Something.
if you don't care, then you don't care. But like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in that Project 2025 manual was 900 pages, but like
Woo.
everybody will give you a checklist of things that are like, this is in there, this is something that you need to
Mhm.
look out for,
Mhm.
this may affect you, and if you haven't looked it up, then I don't know what to tell you.
It's insane. Dre Day, that dude. Hey, Dre Boo. He goes, yet this is why we need to get educated on politics and stop making everything so nonchalant. JJ. Hey, Sweet Pea says racism will make folks lose their minds. He goes, I also believe that it is still the backlash from having a black president, and I have to somewhat echo those sentiments.
And while, like I said, Donald Trump has said there are certain things with Project 2025 that he does not agree with. In that manual, they talk about JD Vance like a saint. They say like he is the future, like he stands behind a lot of these policies. This is the vice president.
Hmm.
Like he accepted the nomination yesterday. So like even if
Hmm.
Donald Trump says like, oh, this is not really something that I'm doing or whatever, JD Vance does. And he's the vice
Exactly.
president. I think that you need to we need to know what's going on with that.
And let's be very, very clear with he's a senior citizen as well. And like stated earlier, he's shitting on himself. So what do you think is
No, well,
next?
I'm not saying that. And then another thing that is really important here, like Toya just said, Donald Trump is a senior citizen. He's 78 years old.
Hmm.
If he doesn't make it to 4 years, then JD Vance steps in. And nobody
Hmm.
seems to have an issue with that. However, Joe Biden right now seems to be older. If he doesn't make it 4 years, he does have a VP who's been there for 4 years. Nobody finds it suspicious that people are like, Joe is too old to run. He should step down. Like that's not suspicious to anybody. Like to me, this is a like it's less about Joe and his age and more about like we can't allow Kamala Harris to be president. She's good enough to be
Exactly.
VP, but she's not good enough to be president. And I think that right there is why like the Democrats will not be winning this election. Because they are very loud saying that Joe Biden needs to step down.
Yes.
So if you guys are saying that, that means you guys are not okay with Kamala Harris being president. And you have to ask
Hmm.
yourself why. You have to
And
ask
that's
yourself why.
exactly, come on now, that's exactly what it is, Dexter. And it's horrible to even talk. It's like when they even talk about the possible replacements or who is going to go in. I feel like it's barely. It's like you can tell they don't even want to mention her. They'll always go to somebody else, and then she's just kind of thrown in there. But you can't just technically pull her from this, can you? I mean, there's more research that I have to do with
Well,
this,
we've
and
never
maybe
been in a
next time.
situation like this
Yeah,
either. We've never had
very
it
true.
where the person who the presidential nominee has decided, unless I could be wrong, but I don't think we've ever had it where the presidential nominee, for whatever reason, just drops out of the race. But if he
Hmm.
does, to me, it automatically would go to the VP because he
Hmm.
selected them.
Yes, and
So if that
the VP picks.
and if that doesn't happen, to me, I do think a lot of people will look at it. So, I mean, granted, I don't think Kamala Harris is the most favorable person out there. There's a lot of people who
Hmm.
don't know her. So people may be like, oh, okay, I can understand why they wouldn't pick her. But for those who would look at this and be like, like her or not, she
Yeah,
was the next in line. You can't
she's the
skip
next in
over
line.
her.
It's succession.
And
Yes,
I
you
think
are absolutely correct.
and I think if you do that, I think those people may decide not to vote.
Come on now. Somebody said Goldie so bad. Thank you for chiming in, Sweet Pea. She says absolutely no one is talking about her because she's a woman, and they don't want a woman to run the country. It's Art True said black women is the base of the Democratic Party.
Imagine you
I'm.
skipping over her, how black women may respond to that. Even if you
Well,
go,
right.
I don't, and you can't go with a black man either, because if you skip over this black woman and go with a black man, it's gonna be like, wait, what? If you skip over her and go with a white man, it's gonna be like, wait, what? So
Yep.
like, there's no winning in this situation.
There
It's
isn't.
just if
There
I
isn't.
put it this way, if the Democrats win this election, I will be very shocked.
I will say this. I don't want to go off on the ledge because I'm still going to, in the words of our great fearless leader, Dr. Jesse Jackson, I'm going to keep hope alive. And I am not going to say that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. I am going to hold on to that, Dexter, until the very end. The
I
end.
understand that. I understand it. I get it. I get it. But
This
between
is,
3 months out and there's this much uncertainty, even with who's running, it's just like this is a
I'll
mess.
say this, if they just stop playing with Kamala, if she's up, I'll rock with it. But what I foresee, and the reason why, because you and I were talking over the weekend, where we were like sharing screenshots of tweets, and we've always talked, there's the conversation going around about the Democrats don't get dirty enough. You have to meet them where they're at. So when that whole thing came out about Elon giving, donating the money, and walks Gavin Newsom tweeting and getting messy. Yeah, you bent the knee. Now let's be very clear. Gavin Newsom was in heavy conversation before all of this happened that yes, he could run. I feel like they paused that because overall they're probably like he doesn't have enough time in, and maybe I'm not saying that he's
It was
not ready because I believe he
it
possibly
was
could
the
be.
whole like who is the whole like Joe beat Trump before he can do it again, and like that's where we went wrong.
Yes, yes,
I said
absolutely.
we. I said we.
Oh, cause you owned it.
I think I'm a Democrat now. What's wrong with me?
Well, listen, come on over to the Democratic side, but still keep your eyes peeled because even though I will say I'm a registered Democrat, but let's be very clear that the heart of me is a moderate. I think it's very irresponsible to sit there and say like the other side has absolutely nothing valid to give when it comes to the progression of this country, and people who talk like that, I'm just like, stay away from me, and y'all please stop taking advice or like just take what these people say with a grain of salt,
Wait, I
please,
love
because that is not how it should work.
insurance lady SM said, "I'm sorry, I really want to be here, but I got to get back to the RNC." I love it.
Maybe we got to get back to it because the main show is about to come on, but Trump probably won't be jumping on until probably like after 10 or
And
so.
also,
Yes,
JOJ has been on
yes.
fire tonight. Like you
I'm
should have
like,
been up
he
there.
right with us. We're
He's
gonna
been
have to
on
have
top
you
of
on the
this.
chat, friend. Because what they said as a California resident, Newsom is not liked by many Democrats. So this is what I wanted to say, speak to that. So the one thing that I was considering about in the past prior to this, by Newsom going and I hate to do like the political conspiracies, but I'm like, wait a minute, what if it's a Manchurian candidate? Like, and usually how the Manchurian candidates go, because on the surface, Gavin Newsom seems to be a very, you know, upbeat guy, knows what he's doing. He handles his stuff. He's very likable, it seems to be in the public eye. But who was really pushing that agenda on the other side? The big corporations. And he's just basically a mouthpiece when it comes to that. But actually, shit, they're all mouthpieces
I
because
think
with Donald and all this damn
with
backing.
Elon Musk giving Donald Trump $45 million a month, you have to
Mhm.
think for a second, like, what are you getting out of this?
Come on.
What is your expectation of Donald Trump if he becomes president? You have to be getting to, like nobody's giving anybody $45 million a month just to do it. You don't believe in his policies that much.
Mhm. Ooh, it's like said Newsom is a very far left and has a bad history. Okay, well, maybe things will keep popping up. Everybody, you got to get out. I mean, I still have to do my research. That's why I've been so quiet on things lately. We talk about other stuff here and there, and I'm from the school of, you got to keep things light and airy because there's so much chaos going on. But damn this shit, you got to speak on it, get active. And I'm just this is a point where I just want to kind of speak to the people who don't normally vote. And let's be very clear, I'm talking about people who look like us. I'm not talking about the others. I implore you this time around, because what we are facing, if this man gets back in office, and the reason why I say it'll be different this time,
So,
because we're talking about he will have the power of the executive branch. There will be no executive branch. He will be that. You think he's trying to pull himself away from or distance himself from Project 2025 if you want, for just because? Why? Because he goes along with the majority of the stuff in there. And let's be very clear. Some people might say, oh, we're jumping out the window if you say, oh, we're going back to slavery. But if it's not that, be prepared for a lot of your civil rights movements that we made to be
You
revoked.
know, it's funny that you say that. Dre that dude just said something about social media, and I
Mm-hmm.
think there are a lot of people
Hold
who
up.
don't vote. uh
Wait, is this real? Because I saw that earlier, DJK rated, but I wasn't sure. We saw this from Newsmax. They reported it earlier, but nobody else said anything. Breaking news: Biden just stepped down.
Yeah, I don't think it's official just yet, but
Yes.
it does seem like it may be coming. I'm on CNN. My producers are on CNN,
Come on.
and they haven't reported it yet, so we don't know for sure, but we'll see. Um, you pinned it, Toya.
Yes, I did.
It's like you can't. It's
Huh?
fake. It's
What?
not official.
I know. I just wanted to see it real quick, so I'm gonna unpin it real
Uh,
quick.
um, Dre that Dre Day.
Hmm.
Dre Day, that dude said something, and it really stuck out to me in conjunction with what you just said. You said people who don't normally vote and why it's important for them to mobilize this time around. And he said that Elon Musk is trying to ruin social media. And I think it's really interesting that we go down that path because, like, these people, they are quick to be like, oh, I don't vote, but you guys love Twitter, you love Facebook, you love Instagram, you love TikTok. And just
Love
look,
talking.
at what Elon has done to Twitter in a year.
Mm,
Like you're essentially paying to be on social media now. Like Twitter.
mm.
Twitter is he has changed the landscape and what happens with Twitter. Imagine if he does it with other social networks. Imagine like what our social medias look like under Elon Musk. And imagine he gets his hands on all of them and he does make us pay for all types of social media platforms. Like people say like, "Oh, I'm not on social media that much," but you are. And you care.
Thank you. Stop. It's here.
I'm
Really
saying
quick.
like if you don't vote for anything else, like vote for your right for social media.
Thank you. Something. And but there's the thing. If you're not going to vote, just shut up. I don't want to hear anything about what you have to say. Like this is ridiculous. And if by chance, for the ones that look like us, if we do go back to that, I hope they send y'all to the damn fields first because this is ridiculous. So wait a minute. DJK Rated just served us some a little more tea. I've actually been working at the Biden home for 11 years now. Okay, what insight does the man got COVID? What is going on? Tell us the insight. What's going on over there? Give us some White House tea and let us know what's happening. Come on, DJK, ready? I vote Dexter for president. Let's go.
Somebody said that.
JK Rated just said it.
He said he was working for Joe Biden for 11 years.
Yes, he's been working at the Biden house for 11 years. We're gonna have to get off and have a side conversation with this man about
Maybe
that.
you should tell us what you was doing. Cause did that dog bite you? Remember when the craziest thing we heard about Joe Biden was that his dog was biting people at the White House? Like that was at one point our craziest Joe Biden thing, and now it's just like, oh God, let's
The
go back. Let's go
train
back to that, please.
The train is totally off the track. We are in uncharted waters, and I just don't know where to go from here. But let's be very clear, our eyes will be glued.
Just real quick before we get up, just one more non-political thing. I just want to get your
Yeah,
opinion on it. So I was scrolling social media, and you guys in the comments too. Like this is a cool down, like
yeah,
because I know we're a little hot with with the political stuff.
yeah.
I was scrolling social media, and I saw Chris Brown had made well, somebody made a post about Chris
Mhm.
Brown. This girl was like, "Oh, I just got to work with Chris Brown. I actually just did his fingernails, and he had his nails painted." And that has become like a thing with a lot of guys these days, where like
Yeah,
men are painting their nails not just like a clear coating, but like actually like designs. And Drake actually did a video with a Hello Kitty painted on his nail.
yeah.
Um, Thoughts?
Thoughts on nail polish? Listen,
Men,
we talked, men. We talked about this the other day. Go back and check history. Men used to wear stockings. They used to wear high heels. They used to wear ear bobs, wigs, and everything. Do what makes you the hell happy. But at the end of the day, I don't want my man wearing no, I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind us getting manicures together because I love a man who does take care of his hygiene. And I don't mind a man who gets manicures and pedicures. But the only color on your nail with me should be clear. And that's it.
mm,
Your thoughts?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't. it's weird because like I try to see myself as such a progressive person, and people can do what they want to do. Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if people do that. I I just can't see. I don't get it. Like, why are you painting your fingernails? And I try not
Because
to
they
judge
want to
people,
be women. That's
but
why.
like I guess sometimes I look at it and it's like one of those things where I feel like when you see it, it's automatically like, oh, this is a woman thing to do. But I always try to look at it like would other races be having the same conversation? And like when I go through that, I'm like, I don't think a white man would have to deal with this kind of scrutiny. Like if a white man was
Mm-hmm.
painting his fingernails, people wouldn't be saying like, oh, like you want to be a woman. You know what I mean? Like it just I don't feel like they get any scrutiny with this, but like black men, like we get scrutiny if we were to do it. And
Well, we all know it's the oversensitive to what is it, the homosexual? I don't know, but just do. I can't control what nobody else do. When it comes to me and mine, no, I don't want nobody wearing
and
no.
I think that's okay. I
Yeah,
think that's okay to be
I
like, it's
no,
not my preference. I would prefer not to be around, with somebody
yeah,
romantically who's doing
yeah,
that. And for me as a man, like I would not want to paint my fingernails. Truthfully, I don't even really like to do the clear stuff, if I'm being
uh-huh.
completely honest with you. I don't like it. I don't like people
Hmm.
like painting their nails, whatever. But I just want us to get away from saying that it's like a gay thing. Like that's the part, and I don't think that's fair to people who are gay either. To be like, oh, this person's gay, they got their fingernail polished. I think we should just be like, we don't like it.
Each their own, right? What you think about it, whether gay or not, straight, whatever. Be happy. Somebody in there said, Charlie, you don't want nobody with rhinestones? No, the hell I don't. I wish you would come pick me up on a date and I'm getting into the car, walking over. I'm sitting out here dressed to the nines, like, yes, Baker came, he picked me up, blah, blah, blah. We're good. And I get in the car and the light is still on and I look down and you got a full set on with designs and hearts. Yeah, thank you for your time. I'm going to go right now. That's when you hit them with the age old Brady Bunch. Something suddenly came up.
Okay, now tell me this though. What would you rather? A man with a full set of nails, right? A full set of nails on, like with designs and all that kind of stuff like that, or dirty fingernails? Which one?
Oh, oh
Which
God. Neither. We're not even playing
like
this
you gotta
game.
pick one.
Neither.
Look,
Neither.
Clay,
Because
Clay,
guess
you
what? I
gotta
don't want hepatitis with dirty nails either. So
wait.
they're dirty all of the
Hold up,
time.
you gotta pick one, or Donald Trump becomes the president.
Take me out. I don't want to live. Take me out. I am abstain. This is one vote, America, that you can abstain from. So Dexter, which fashion do you subscribe to? Dirty nails, full set, or what?
I will say this though, like I try to keep my nails clean or whatever,
Uh-huh.
but I am, and I know my wife doesn't like this. When it's time to get my nails like cut, you know how I cut them? Like
Uh-huh.
this.
A damn
she she hates
savage.
that. She be like, just go get them cut. But I be like, they gonna take them. But when I do
Up
it though,
there
they look pretty good
gnawing.
though. Like I do good. Like when I bite my nails off like that.
What's it, up there gnawing. Keep playing if you want to from a nail biter as well. I'm trying to stop myself. That's why I would always get my nails done, but I'm focusing on doing them myself so I wouldn't bite. So to stop, Dexter, we just answered the
What?
question. So you would be a full set man to stop you from biting your nail.
No, I'm not no bullshit
You
man.
are a full set Cardi B coffin shaped nail.
Who just did this? It was a guy.
Oh, yeah. Is it Mark Jacob? I think it was
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Jacobs. Yeah.
But his nails were like long, like a woman. Like I was like, oh
Yes.
my god, like what is going on?
Doing all the things. That's how I saw it. I guess he was getting flack, and people were saying that
Yeah, and he gonna
he was
say
being a black
I got
women's.
this from black women. What? What?
Apparently, people were coming down on his ass because they were saying, I guess he got his full sets done and he likes them. He likes the clicking sound and all of that. So I guess people in his comments were like, oh, you're black women, black women. And he just got sick of it. He said, yes, I'm inspired by black women.
Art underscore true said young guys today are too soft. Well, I'm not
Mom,
young.
I ain't it.
I'm not young. I'm old. I don't even got no hair, so you ain't talking about me. Okay. Now that we're here, though, let me throw myself into it. Would you
Okay.
rather a guy do nails, like full sets of fingernails, like painting the colors or whatever, or a
Uh-huh.
man hair unit and a beard?
God.
Because the man hair
Yeah,
units, he might be in the salon longer than you do. You
yeah,
agree?
and you know what? I'm going to go with the Munich. We're going to go with the Munich when it comes to that. I'll take the Munich. But once that shit starts shifting and looking crazy and it's giving Tory Lane's what was it, his mugshot, yo, you got to, bro, take it off now. So I'll take the Munich and the beard over a full set
So
any
the
day.
guys cannot, guys. If you have a full set of nails, Toya is not the lady for you.
It, I am not. I'm not the man that you're looking for, sweetie.
You can't say that.
Well, being that Mark Jacob started this and he likes men's, he's looking for the men. So I believe that's why he's getting the full set done. And Santana, he keeps a full set and he's looking for the men's. So from what I can tell, just gave two examples and I'm sure there's many more out there. The men's who wear the full sets are 9 times out of 10 looking for men's. Because let me tell you, my father, Leonard Smack Jr., I will never see him looking for a full set of
But
nails.
you know what's scary though? Art underscore true said younger guys are getting soft, and he's from a different era, and they're doing this stuff with the nails. Wait, what's the difference between a full set and painted nails?
Hey, liking trash, girl.
Those
Yeah,
are those the same
you
thing.
want to like it a little bit more? Are you okay with the painted nails opposed to the full set? That's how
Yeah, full
what
set,
I gathered
like
from that.
the long Cardi B nails.
Well, yeah. Well, you can do the length to what you want, but yes, a full set is acrylic tips put on. So yes.
Nah, they doing too much. So you in there talking about to put a. Not only are you gonna get your nails painted, you gonna put a fake nail on top of it.
Yeah, not a acrylic overlay on your natural nail to give a nicer look. We're talking about a full set where they take the little thing, they open up the thing, and then they size it to which nail. And as a man sitting there, a
Your
straight
big hands
one.
with your big hands. But can I just say something though? This may be a little controversial. I don't even think women should be doing that. Why are y'all putting fake nails on it? Just get your regular nails painted.
I don't
I
know.
don't need all that. For a woman, I like it if you just get a little design on your regular fingernails.
Mhm.
I don't need. Why are your nails all the way out here? I don't need all that. Just get
It's an
regular.
accessory.
You
As a
know.
woman who
Oh, you know what?
used to
You
subscribe,
Yeah, Toya used to spend like $150 on her fingernails. And I used to be like, "Are you crazy?"
as a person who used to subscribe to such things, I will not shame or guilt. And who knows, depending on which era I'm in, I might go back to that. But right now, we are in healthy nail era and take care of what God has given you.
People agree. Y'all ain't being right today. People are agreeing with me. Y'all not supposed to be agreeing with me. I'm supposed to
Wait,
be
so
controversial.
2016 Hayes has agreed. As a woman, I'm not into any of all of that. I think it stems from the need to be accepted by this constructed society whose beauty standards are not in line with African standards. Come on, she took it back to the motherland. People bite nails or whatever, they need them, and it's okay. Yeah, not my cheap ass. I blame Coco in the 90s. Well, no, because Coco ran what FloJo walked. So Coco, well, FloJo ran so Coco could fly because that's the first person I remember with long nails like that. And Barry White's wife, widow, Glodine, her nails are crazy long too. So yeah, there's that.
I Look, just paint your regular nails. Well, because in reality, I don't think any man is like, let me see what her nails look like before I get her number.
Women just we do it for each other for the most part. I feel like men, they just look, well, are they clean? Are they not mangled? Like, okay, you're cool. And if I come across a man and you're too involved, like you get a pedicure or something, I actually know somebody this happened to. She got a pedicure and something happened, got a little scrape on it. Everything that she was wearing, the guy looked down and was like, oh, you scraped
He
your
probably had
pedicure.
a
I said, baby, he might not be,
he
huh?
probably had a foot fetish, and that's the thing. I've learned that there's a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
guys out here who have full on foot fetishes,
Yeah,
and I mean, like you, like say you're out and
uh-huh.
like you have sandals on, they will be look. You know how some guys would just like look at your breasts or they'll look at your butt or whatever, like and, like
They're looking at
stare.
them toes.
They be looking at your
Yeah,
toes. That
drooling.
is
Creepy.
that's
Like, it's
crazy.
funny when you're doing that like that in public, in my mind, that correlates to it's bodies in the basement. I gotta run.
Um, and then just finally before we close out, any other thing that you wanted to bring up?
God, it's plenty of things, Dexter. It's plenty of things, but we will be on here all night. And oh God, now Ugly is on. The Tucker Carlson is on. So we got to get back to the business. But guys, we will be back because we have to wrap up the grand
Wait, can I
finale.
just say, liking Trash
Mhm.
Mouth said that I heard a rumor some men only like white nails on toes. That I've heard that, I know that, but also I know there is a thing that in the Diddy Cassie stuff, which I don't think we talked about, but
Yeah.
it said that he wanted her to have nail
Yeah.
white polish on her fingernails to contrast with the skin tone of the people that he had her messing with and stuff. So it's weird because like I agree with JOMJ, like white nails are very sexy. And you know what else is sexy? Like when women get their fingernails and it's like a peach,
Uh huh.
like a nude
Uh
kind of
huh.
peachy type.
That do it for you.
Oh
That
my
do it. So
god.
you over there drooling, looking at the nails. Remember, you're married.
No,
Those
I'm
are the only nails
when
you're allowed
my
to look
wife
at.
does it. When she does that, I'm like, because I just don't really pay attention to those. But when you just that natural, like simple,
Yeah,
is just
like most men like just a natural, simple, clean look.
on the nails, not the
Yes.
hair. I'm just
No, now
playing.
you're
I'm
about
just
to get
playing.
your ass
I'm
beat.
just playing. I want to say something controversial.
And we're going to save it because we have many more shows in our future. It brings such a joy to my heart that damn near all of y'all came back. Like, I am floored. We have not been on in God knows how long. And to jump on, because I'm like, that's, we're probably going to have like maybe 2 or 3 people because there was no announcement. There was nothing. And to jump on and see those numbers, what did we say, Dexter?
It may be small, but y'all are mighty. It is funny
You're
as hell, Toya.
growing.
JOJ. He said, "I'm married to my wife has never had a manicure." This man is funny. It's hilarious.
Jay, treat your wife. Jay, we're gonna have to have you on at some point in time to come on here and speak your thoughts because you've been holding that. Everybody holds it down, but Jay, this is the first time I think I've seen you around this part. So thank you for showing up, and I hope it won't be the last. We love you, Jay Day. Thank you, baby. We love y'all to pieces. Me, mom's catering is like I've been waiting, and y'all have because people been in my DMs. When are you and Jack's coming back? What? And I'm like, we are. Just give us some time. And we've actually been planning. We wanted to do
Yes.
like a certain rollout because we've probably been planning this really for the past month and a half and how we were going to go back and look. But duty called this today, all this shit going on. I said, fuck all of that. I'm sorry. We got to get back to
Now,
business.
now we're gonna get to the RNC.
Yes, guys, if you don't watch, guys, depending on how this goes tonight. Part two tomorrow, quick fast, but we will see. But regardless, we will be back next week. Just we're shooting for Wednesday. We are shooting the going back for Wednesdays being our day. But Dex, let's send them off again. What will be our adopted telling them when we go outside of, following is small, but hit us with the thing
We got
again.
it. Yeah, from now on, like when it comes to us, we gotta fight, fight, fight. Thank you guys for watching.
We'll catch you next week.